Matt, you said after the game that you wanted to spend a bit of time on the training ground this week, working to be more of a goal threat. What are the kind of things that you're looking at there, and how do you create more chances, get more goals?
I think we need goals from all areas. Obviously, when you say goals, you obviously look straight at your strikers. Everybody knows problems that we've had in that area, injury-wise. And like I said, Jordan's carrying a bit of a lone burrow on his own, putting his body through all sorts at this moment in time, and we need a bit of help. But we've also got to chip in with midfielders. I think set pieces have dropped off as well a little bit as aggression. So they're the sort of things that we wanted to re-emphasise this week in training and get back to a bit of basics about getting the ball back in the net, getting people in dangerous areas, and sometimes letting shots off. I think at this moment in time we're getting caught decision making wise, which happens when like lads have got a bit of a lack of confidence at this moment in time in front of goal. But we've kind of figurated what it is that we're looking to do. We'll probably be changing personnel and shape this weekend, so we hope that has influence. But yeah, we need to be more positive, certainly in them final third areas.
How much do you have to compromise as a manager sometimes? You know, how you want to play, your sort of ideals versus this is the situation, I've got a bunch of injuries, needs must.
I think at this moment in time, I'm compromised a little bit. I don't mind saying that. We don't have the options that we probably would like or do need in them forward areas. But at the same time, as I've always said, it's next man up an opportunity. Some people have taken those opportunities and some haven't. So it's down to us as a group of staff to try and fix that and make sure that we get the team selection right ahead of Saturday. But make sure we've got people who really understand the roles and the clarity in and out of possession that we're looking to add to things that have, like, look, it's not all doom and gloom. Like I'm talking here, like we've had some positive passages of play. We've been on the front foot in certain times. I don't think we've scored enough goals when we've been on top, and that always causes issues. Even at Wimbledon when we were 1-0 up, we should have been 2 or 3. We had it at Barnsley early in the season, probably Port Vale opening day. We've had opportunities to score goals, and I think we just have to be a lot more clinical.
Is that what maybe gives you a bit of hope that you could have had more points from those games, and that you may believe that it will turn eventually?
Yeah, I know it will turn, and it's easy. We're 8 games into a season, and I think it's easy to say there hasn't been this change and that change and whatever change. Look, there hasn't been that amount of change because, unfortunately, at this moment in time, we probably haven't been able to field a team where we've got the players that we brought in over the summer. That doesn't mean to say that the lads aren't giving their all, doing the best. So it is hard to change certain things in certain areas at certain times, but that is something that we're focusing on. It's something that I wanted to change this summer. As I said, look, would I wanted it, and I know I'm a broken record, but we are trying to do things and change things, and would I like them to happen quicker than what they are? Of course I would. Look, I'm not sat here saying everything's rosy in the garden at this moment in time, but I can see the seeds that we've planted, and I can see things developing in training and combinations coming together. Every time we seem to put them combinations together, we have an injury, or we have a blip, or we have something that happens that knocks us out of the stride, and that's been the frustrating thing for me, really.
Let's have an injury check then. What can you tell us about the state of your squad going into this game?
Not amazing, if I'm going to be honest. Obviously, I've listened to Nigel's press about the amount of injuries that we've got, and we're exactly the same position. If I'm going to be honest, obviously centre forwards wise, we're still struggling. JJ got a knock on Saturday, so potentially he's going to be struggling. He'll definitely not be playing Saturday, and it could be a couple more games after that. Got real heavy swelling on his knee from a knock. Sean McWilliams is struggling for this weekend. Nothing major, but just felt a little bit probably a carryover of that Wimbledon thing. He thought it was going to be all right, and he probably wasn't as right as he would have been. Hence, kind of his performance last weekend were frustrating for me and himself, which I'm sure he'll not mind admitting. He couldn't really get up to that full speed that we need from him that we've seen this season. He's done really well. So yeah, again, we kind of build on something, and then things like this happen. So yeah, we'll work hard. We'll make sure that we're organised, but it's going to be different personnel.
You mentioned that Nigel Clough touched on this a little bit as well, but is this football today? Are most clubs struggling because we have 6 clubs in this region, and this is a regular sort of theme that we have with the other managers as well? There's a lot of injuries.
There is a lot of injuries. Look, the game intensity is quicker, the distances that they're covering are quicker, the speeds that they're getting to are faster, everybody's a bit stronger. So look, I think that the problem would be is if we were on our own in this position, but every manager I've spoke to is having kind of the same issue. Now, whether that is fixture pile-up, fixture congestion, too many games early in the season, I honestly don't know. And that's way beyond my pay scale to kind of work for EFL and Premier League and see how we result in that. But yeah, there seems to be a common kind of theme at this moment in time. But look, that's why you have squads, that's why you have a group of players. And we just have to kind of group back together, make sure that we understand as roles. I keep saying the same thing, but make sure that as a group we stay united and get through this bit of a tough time. And then when players come back, obviously we'll look like a different organisation, a different unit.
Tend to know what you're going to get from Mansfield, particularly when they're at home. What's the sort of the message to the players based on what they'll have learned from the other away games to try and enable you to get a result in this one?
I think it's to hang on in them tough periods in the game. I think that we've played relatively okay. It's not been outstanding away from home, but we've done okay away from home. And I just think there's been periods of momentum in games that have kind of swung and we've not done well enough in them 20, 25 minute periods. And again, look, that's down to us. We've got a few coping strategies that we've implemented into this Saturday's performance. And look, when you go away from home, it's difficult. Like, you look at all results and teams obviously do a lot better at home than they do away. So there's a reason for that, but I think we have to control our emotions a little bit better than what we have done and remain united, but remain like vocal. I think that because we do have a younger team, we're not speaking enough, we're not organising enough, we're not coming together, and that's the thing that I've highlighted away from home, certainly in the games we've had so far. And that's something that is really easy to do. It's something easy to put right. So look, we're hopeful that we can put that out there on Saturday. We're hopeful that we can get this result, because I just think it'll lift the confidence of the group. I just think at this moment in time, for whatever reason, and look, outside noise and everything else can implement and impact that they feel like away from home we're struggling. But actually, look, like I said, the performance hasn't been outstanding, but they haven't been as bad as what I think people are making out them to be. I think second half at Cardiff were probably the poorest we've been, and we conceded a few goals in that period. But everything else has been, look, like I said, not outstanding, but okay. But I just think that we have to up the ante a little bit, us personally.
In particular, away from home, is there often sort of a passage of like a 15-minute spell or a 20-minute spell where games are, as the away team, that's what's going to decide it? Can you see through a bit of pressure? Can you get a few set pieces clear? Is that really what you need as well? To almost do the ugly side of things when it's needed away from home.
You have to do that. You have to do that in any game, whether that's home or away. But I just think for whatever reason, probably with momentum at fans and the noise that comes in, but then again, that's down to us as coaches and as a manager to implement something. So we've done it previously. We'll kind of look to do it again this weekend and make sure that we're ready to go and riding out the kind of wave that comes. But it's also important that when we have that wave, because we do have those waves, that we punish teams. And I think teams have been punishing us, and we haven't been doing that at the other end of the pitch.
Thank you.
Just check on JJ. Is it knee surgery?
No, it's a different kick he's got it on. So, and obviously the problem we've got as it stands is we play Saturday, Thursday, Tuesday. So he potentially would be out for 9 to 10 days, which then incorporates 3 games. So if we've got 3 games, he's injured again. It's just a knock. He's got quite a bit of swelling on. He'll probably go and have an injection in it just to take that swelling down and then hopefully be right to go again.
Yeah, he's not only looked bless him, has he? I mean, it's 3 years of continual injuries.
Yeah, well, like I've just said, it's these combinations. I mean, obviously we started Jordan, JJ up front last week, but only fit 2 strikers. It would have been easy for me to go away from that. But I just felt like with the zone form, we've always gone 2 up front and done really well. So that was kind of thinking behind it. And like I were always going to bring JJ off early in game because I know he could only probably get through an hour with coming back from injury. So the fact he's got a knock on that knee is not great for either of us, to be honest, because even if we didn't start him or did start him on Saturday, we're losing another striker, and that's the one area of the pitch at this moment in time we can't afford to lose.
We had Jamal Baptiste in just before you came to your interview. was saying how much you were relishing game time. What have you made of his impact so far?
I think he's done really well. I think obviously we're coming off back of an injury at Sheffield United, so he's had to kind of take a little bit longer really through training. So yeah, I think he's done really well. I think every game he'll be getting better. You look at his profile, you look at him as a character, and I like kind of what I see. So I think he's going to have a big impact certainly in the team, and obviously if we can get Lenny back and like get Denzel back in the team, and like we'll start to see a new dynamic within that defensive unit.
Jamal, how are you finding it at Rotherham so far?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Good set of lads playing. I've been playing quite a bit, so it's going well. Other than the results.
When did you find out that there was a chance to likely go on loan towards the end of that window, and what kind of options did you have? Was it always likely to be like a local move somewhere like Rotherham?
I first heard of it when probably quite early into the window, back into pre-season, but then it went quiet for a bit, and then last week into the window, got the call from the gaffer and decided it was the best move for me, to be honest.
What are you hoping to get from this loan? What's the most important thing for you at this stage of your career?
I think just getting the games under my belt, building experience, playing in a league that I haven't played in before, and just showing people and all the fans here and just everyone in general what I'm capable of.
Is it good when you're sort of testing yourself at a level that you've not played at before? And what have you made of the division?
It's a tough division. It is a tough division to come into. I think this is probably my first time playing like consistently men's football. But I think I'm handling myself quite well, and I'm enjoying it, which is the main thing.
Is it handy to be local, that effectively your parent club are down the road? Do they communicate with you? Do you touch base with them somewhat frequently while you're here?
It's good. It's good to. I'm in touching distance, should I say, because it's like I can see Bramwell Lane from my house, so it's like that's where I want to get to at some point in my career. So it's like I'm here, but my goal is there at the end of the day. So yeah, it's good. I guess stay in contact with people from the club. They're always checking up on me and speaking to me after my games, seeing how I'm doing, and it's going well.
I suppose that helps settle in as well, because you've not moved to the other end of the country, have you?
No,
you still can stay in where you live, and
Yeah.
you've probably got like friends close by.
Yeah, definitely. I'm staying. I haven't moved. There's a few boys here that live in my apartment, so it's been quite well, to be fair.
And why do you think it hasn't worked in terms of results so far for this club? What's needed, do you think, to make a turn there?
I think we went for a patchy stage where we were just trying to got a few boys in. It was different playing styles and just getting used to what the manager wanted. But I think we're in a good place now, so I think moving on from Saturday, get a good result, and from there we kick on.
What's the manager's message been to you? What is he looking for from you? How is he guiding you through these first few weeks?
Just be myself. He knows the qualities that I can bring to the team. Just stay aggressive, out of possession, in possession, and just be me. Just show people what I'm capable of.
And who in the squad has maybe helped you? Are there any sort of the older heads or maybe some of the staff who've helped you?
Pauli's helped me quite a bit. Knowing him when I was back at West Ham, it's been quite easy coming into the club. He's brought me in around the boys, which is good. Woody's also obviously an ex-centre-half, so he's been going through my games with me and helping me on what I need to improve on and what I've been doing well.
What's it like being a young footballer in 2025? Because there's so many people aspire to get to this level, and I suppose for some young players, they get thrown in at 16, 17 these days and they're playing in the Premier League already. But for some others, there's a bit of a journey to get to a level that you want to get to. What is that like when you're sort of going through those early years in your career?
I think for me, I got a taste of it quite young. So my career at West Ham went quite well. So I made my Europa League debut at 17 in front of 60,000 fans. So I think I always knew where I wanted to get, and it was good that I got a bit of a taste of it then. So now I know this is good, but I want to get I want to do better and I want to get to a higher level. So I think just the drive, really, just knowing that I can get back there is keeping me going, really.
Yeah, how determined are you to get back to a level like
definitely.
that?
I think that's why I come in every day and do what I have to do, work hard and just show everyone, really, and prove it to myself that I can.
Can I ask you about that night? What was it like then, you know, playing in the Europa League, like you say, thousands of fans there at such a young age? I mean, when I was 17, I don't know if I'd have handled that probably as well as you did.
To be honest, like, I wouldn't say I was the most nervous, which is quite funny because of how many fans there were. I think it was just acting like it was another day, and luckily I done all right. So it was just acting like it was just football. Just what I do. So it became second nature.
And what was it like sort of moving from South West Ham up to the north? Was that a bit of a culture shock or not?
Yeah, no, at first it was hard. Obviously all my family and friends are back down south, but I think over the years I've kind of grown on it and I'm kind of liking it. So Sheffield's, I would say, my second home right now. So.
Have you picked up any Yorkshire dialect in your time?
Nah, not yet. But
are you fighting that off, are you?
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Cheers, pal.
Yeah, Lenny's one of those players due to come back. That could be a really exciting partnership. Like two young, fast, big lads wanting to make the market at the start of their careers.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think him coming back into training now, I think we work well together. It'll also be good competition, to be honest. So because there's only 3 of us that can play at a time, so it'll be good. I can't wait for it, to be honest.
Yeah. You talked about your development and getting a chance at your age, but coming through, I mean, it wasn't without his trials and tribulations. When I knew we were going to